Hello, it's nearly Christmas, that's what it is. That's what you call a retro gaming t-shirt. Yeah, it is. I'm going to call this the Friday Talkie plus Q&A because I've got something to talk about before I get on to the Q&A, and that is TeamVVV. I've kind of been hinting at the fact that I am associated with that website, taken into the fold, whatever, joined the team, something, whatever you would like to call it. What do I mean? What am I talking about? What is TeamVVV? TeamVVV, Veni Vidi Vici, I have to read it off the screen because I can't remember it. It's Latin. We came, we saw, we conquered, something like that. It is the creation of Alan Boyston, who is a very successful, well-connected chap in the motorsport and motorsport video gaming industry scene thing, something. He writes for the Huffington Post, among other things, and is... How well connected are we talking? There is a video that I will give a little clip here.
Hello viewers, well now I'm joined by TV presenter and broadcaster Noel Edmonds. Noel, thank you very much for your time today. Here we are in Monaco, and to show off your new car, we're going to look at that in just a moment, but first I'd like to find out a little bit more about your automotive passions. Where did it all start for you?
I just got to say, I know how Bernie Eccleston feels now.
I do this to everyone, I tell you.
5'8", which is compact but not that diminutive, and I've got a pain in my neck already. I've always been mad about cars. Ever since I was a little boy I was mad about cars. As soon as I could actually get some money together when I was a teenager, I built go-karts, I did things with go-karts, I did a little bit of racing but nothing on the scale of the serious guys.
Interviewing Noel Edmonds at Monaco. Was this during the Monaco Grand Prix? I can't remember. It's a little while since I watched the video. I'm saying this before I put the clip in. Professionalism? Never heard of it. Yeah, you know, he is well known in the motorsport industry and the racing motorsport gaming scene. Wow, how well have I put this together? Yeah, anyway, he runs the website teamvvv.com, which is, it specialises in motorsport video games. And you've got reviews and articles and all kinds of information. I'm going to turn the camera around and point it at the screen and show you, I'll give you a look around there. Yeah, with that usual level of professionalism you have come to expect from a Steve Benway video, here we are looking at the at my screen through the camera. Screen capture, never heard of it. TeamVVV.com. As you can see, if it's not too blurry because of how I'm capturing it, you got your homepage, which we're on now. News, reviews, features, lifestyle, hardware, lots of categories, and then more here. Formula 1 and the 3 years of Formula 1. Is it news? Let's have a look. Yeah, lots of Formula 1 related stuff from 2014, and then you can have it relating to 2013, 2012 stuff. See, and it's all categorized. iRacing, MotoGP, Gran Turismo, you've got GT Academy, Gran Turismo 5, Gran Turismo 6, and it's all articles and reviews and interesting stuff. Lots of it, all motorsport. Latest news, motorsport gaming, reviews, hardware. If you're into your driving wheels, it's all here. Lifestyle. Watch Ken Block burn some serious rubber in. I'm sure that caused pollution. I'm just imagining someone standing burning a pile of tyres. I'm sure that's not what it's about. Yeah. And here you've got your community. And that's where you'll find me. You've got other people. Don't think he's actually put anything up yet. He's got some good racing. He's good. He's good at his racing games. And then this here Steve Benway character. I think I've heard of him. But yeah, you what you will find of me here. At the moment, I am going through my back catalogue, although you might recognise this one. That's the Ayrton Senna video that I put up yesterday, Ayrton Senna Super Monaco Grand Prix 2. I'm going through my back catalogue, and that's the thing. I have a very, very extensive back catalogue, and it features an awful lot of racing games, because it's my favourite genre. I do like the racing games, and this is partly what brought Alan to ask me to join, because what he's doing is shall I say, diversifying. He's doing a YouTube kind of project. I'm not going to say sideline, just another aspect of the site, where as well as written articles, you will have videos from YouTubers who specialise in motor racing, motorsport kind of games, and there will be that category will come into here, community. I am the first in this push, if you like. He will be paying close attention to the YouTube community, and as will I and other members of the TeamVVV team. Wow, listen to me put a sentence together. Yeah, so other YouTubers will be selected based on, I guess, quality of the work and how prolific they are, because it needs to be people who are putting out regular videos. So it is a growing thing. Videos on TeamVV Motorsport. I have joined the team. That's basically the announcement. It is it's a great website. You have the Funstock Association thing there as well. They have a deal with Funstock, and Alan has deals. I'll turn the camera around now. Being a well-connected chap, Alan is able to do deals and whatnot on like freebies and tickets to places, motorsport events, gaming events, that kind of thing. So it's for me, it's a very good website to be associated with. He's a great chap, very helpful. He's had like good ideas and suggestions and tips, because he knows what he's doing. He's been in the industry for a while. His YouTube channel is 30-something thousand subscribers. Yeah, so I find it a very beneficial thing to be associated with TeamVVV and be a part of that website. And what does Alan gain? Well, content. I don't know about the quality of my content. It's kind of ropey, but certainly you'll get an amount of enthusiasm and whatnot. And if I can bring new people to that site, because it's a slightly different audience. There are other people who are going to go to that site who are purely about the motor racing, and they will see me and be like, wow, okay, it's the retro thing, that's interesting. And then I can point to some of my audience who may be interested in the motor racing there. Cross-pollination, that's what it's all about. It is extra content and video content for the site that I can bring to the site, and it's that cross-pollination thing. People who might otherwise not find, they might not have been aware of the site, or they might not have been aware of me. It's good, it's great. I'm finding it a very successful partnership. I don't know the words, what you would call it, but it's good and I like it. So I thought I would tell you about that. Do check out the website. Also check out Alan's YouTube channel, TeamVVV. It is all about the motor racing. He's doing what is it? The Crew, and that's very entertaining. He's got an incredible setup, 3 screens, all running together, and he's romping across America, and it's pretty gobsmacking. Yeah, and he does his vlogs and interviews, and check it out. Yeah, that's what that's all about. Okay, on to the Q&A for Friday. First question. ScribbleSamAnimation. What is your opinion on the recent controversy over a playable character in the latest upcoming Tekken game? The character in question is Lucky Chloe. There's been a big hate campaign against her, and they want Namco to remove her from the game. I'm not fantastically sure why, but I think it's because she's cute and brings JPop music to mind. I think this is stupid because, one, if they hate Lucky Chloe so much, they may as well hate Ling what? Zhao Yu, who's been in Tekken as early as 3. 2. She's a fictional character anyway. 4. What happened to 3? Telling Namco to remove her from the game is a violation of freedom of artistic creativity, and telling Namco to do so is no better than people campaigning to get that shop in Australia to ban Grand Theft Auto 5. 5. I think Lucky Chloe's cool anyway. That's my take. What's your opinion? I agree with you. I don't know what their problem is. She's that kawaii thing. Kawaii being Japanese for... nearest translation is cute. It is a thing. It's a fashion thing. It's a cultural thing that's big in Japan, and that's what she is. And why not have something that is culturally important in Japan in Tekken? I think these people who are campaigning to get her out are just cultural, what's the word? Luddites, something like that. They're cultural bleeding morons, basically. Tekken is a Japanese game, and it features a lot of stuff that is relevant to Japanese culture, and kawaii is a part of Japanese culture, and they're basically saying to Namco, we don't want you to put Japanese culture in your Japanese game, we just want what we... Sod that. Assholes, basically. Cultural morons. In my view, they can just get stuffed. Namco is Namco's game. They can put whatever the bloody hell they like in it, and they should. And they should tell anyone who's trying to tell them what to do with their game to just get lost. Yep, that's my opinion. And I watched her, and I watched a little video of her, and I've got no problem with that. We've seen cute characters, cute female characters in fighting games before. I don't see the problem. It's just moronic and backward and closed-minded and blinkered, and I've got no time for that kind of thinking. Walden Newman. I have a YouTube channel, and yes, it's rubbish. The thing is, I would do more videos, and I have a few ideas, but I'll get to the point soon, promise. I can't stand to listen to my own voice, so I don't want to learn to edit videos and listen to myself talk. Have you had this problem, not liking the sound of your own voice? And if you did, how did you overcome it? No, I don't mind the sound of my own voice. I have had the problem I had was just plain nerves, and I didn't really like watching myself either. And in fact, actually, if I go back and look at my early videos, I still don't like watching myself on those. I don't mind watching these. And the thing about it is because I was nervous, and my nerves showed. And I also think actually because I don't like the way I looked in those earlier videos. I put weight on since then, and I think it suits me. I look at those and I think, God, you're skinny. I looked gaunt. I looked not good. And I prefer how I look now, older and grey in the beard and whatever. I don't care. I put the weight on and I think it looks better, and I'm more comfortable watching myself, and I am more comfortable in the videos. But that's actually the thing. I think it's a lot less about how I look as how I behave, and that is at ease. I am comfortable. I can sit here and talk to the camera and not feel freaked out by it. It doesn't feel weird, and that may be the thing. If you did more of it, and there's a thing as well, in those early videos I didn't edit. I recorded the video and I uploaded, and that was it. Maybe I would splice an intro at the start and the end. All I would say is practice. I went and looked at your channel, and I only found one video there, but you were speaking on it, and I've got to tell you, there's nothing wrong with your voice. I've watched videos of other channels, and there are some people out there who make videos and have no problem making them with some really, really, really bloody annoying voices. And I've got to say, an annoying voice will put me off of a channel more than probably anything. Well, no, I suppose it depends what they're saying as well, if they're talking a load of bollocks. Yeah, but an annoying voice. But there is nothing wrong with your voice. No one is going to stop watching because they're like, wow, God, what's wrong with this guy? My ears are bleeding. No, your voice is fine. So yeah, I understand if you don't like your own voice, but you're not going to get other people thinking that. So all I would say is practice. Just work through it. That's that. If you want to make videos, you're gonna have to do that, and you will find after time you just get used to it, and the things that used to bother you won't bother you anymore. You just got to force your way through it, and even if you don't have to upload anything, practice, make videos, and if you're not happy, don't upload it, but make them anyway, until you will reach a point where the things that bothered you won't. It worked for me. Actually, I uploaded everything anyway, whether I was happy with it or not. It's very rare that I make a video and don't upload. I think my time is precious. I'm not going to waste it. Everything goes up. That's why some of my videos are god-awful. But there you go. What you choose to upload or not is entirely up to you. But yeah, work through it. You'll get there. There is nothing wrong with your voice. Okay, moving on. Robert Berry. As a fellow Atari 8-bit user, might I ask what game, aside from the awesome Defender, was your favourite on that system and why? Many thanks. Okay, first of all, I did have an Atari 8-bit back in the day, but I didn't have any games on it, so I didn't get to play them until recent years. Favourite game? Do you know what? I should actually go back and have a look. Let me edit for a moment. Okay, I don't think I can narrow it down to one game. There are some games on here that I know I love in general. Miss Pac-Man, Galaxian and Moon Patrol. I think I will leave it with those three. Not an easy one to answer because I can't... It's a while since I played them and I didn't play them a lot. But I'm going to say those three. LastofAvari. If the BBC called you to make a 10-minute weekly programme on retro gaming, or gaming in general, for them, would you accept it? Oh hell yes, provided it was recorded and not live. I could not do live TV. But a 10-minute weekly slot talking about retro gaming, oh hell yes I would do that. BBC, call me. You need me on your channels talking retro gaming. Please? Yeah, I've tried on occasion to get myself on TV. The nearest I've got to being on TV was being about 2 feet out of shot on the Gadget Show, where what's his face? Forgotten. Was that they were playing on my Atari 2600 Heavy Sixer. Jason Bradbury, yeah, he was sitting there doing the thing. It was like the Atari 2600 versus the Wii, and I was there while he was doing his Atari bit. I was sitting in the room just off camera and advising them actually on historic aspects that frankly they had got wrong. So I corrected them. Yeah, that was good, but I didn't get to be on camera, and I've almost been on other things, but then it just didn't happen. Shame. But a weekly slot talking retro gaming, oh yes, I would jump at the chance. So long as it wasn't live. Metro 2002. Do you think console gaming is becoming more like PC gaming with updates, broken firmware versions, etc. on consoles nowadays? And did you game on your Amiga back in the day or just use it as a workhorse? Yes and yes. I'm very, very disillusioned with the way modern consoles are going. And they are becoming more like PCs. As soon as it became necessary to install your games onto a hard drive, console gaming changed. And in my opinion, for the worse. It stopped being what console gaming had been all about. Turn it on, plug it in, play. It's not like that anymore. It is exactly as you say. It's all firmware updates, software updates. And these things, though they may, if they are done properly, improve the functionality of the system and the content of the game, it causes so many problems. I mean, Gran Turismo 6 it's a travesty. and this is the way gaming on consoles is going, and I don't like it. Very disappointing. I'm very disillusioned. And I mean, if gaming becomes download only, we can only expect things to get worse. Not happy about it. Did I use my Amiga for gaming as well as a workhorse? Yes, absolutely. I don't know if I got it primarily as a gaming system, but gaming was a part of it. I did everything with it. It was my computer. It was my game system. It was my internet browsing device. It was, yeah, I used it for absolutely. If it was capable of doing it, I did it with it. Yeah. Wonderful machine. Hamer the Gamer. Good day, sir. That's a good way to start a question. I like that. A few questions, if you don't mind. I don't mind at all. 1. Are you planning on getting other EverDrive cartridges or multi-cart devices for the other systems? Planning on is too strong a word. I would like to. I don't have the money at the moment, but yeah, at such time as I can afford it, absolutely, I would get that kind of game storage device for every system I own if I could afford it. There's a company in the UK that distributes them, and I can't remember who they are. And then there's Atari Age in America, which is where I got my EverDrive for my Mega Drive. If any of those people at those companies are watching and would like me to review their devices, do please get in contact and give me one of each, please. I'll review them. Yeah. 2. Are you planning on upgrading your PC system next year for Elite Dangerous, as I know you're interested in the game? No. I'm not. I'm not planning on upgrading my PC system because I'm not going to be able to afford it. If the student funding, finance, what's it people get their act together, I'm going to be doing, all of my spare time is going to be spent doing a degree, an open degree with the Open University. Money will be tight and I won't have the time. And Elite Dangerous, I have gone right off of that because the non-multiplayer, non-on-the-internet mode has been removed, if I understand correctly, and it's now just a big sandbox internet game, massively multiplayer thing. And they've taken the game out of the game, and that's pissy. You know, the thing about Elite, original Elite, it was a computer game. You played it on your computer and there was a world within it, and it didn't have a storyline, but you don't need one. But you know, it was you versus the computer controlled stuff, where this new thing, Elite Dangerous, is all online. I do not approve, so I won't be buying it. I mean, obviously I'd have to upgrade to play it anyway, because my PC won't do it. But no, I'm not going to upgrade to be able to play that. Question 3. Do you black pudding? Is that a dance? No, I do not black pudding. Do I like black pudding? Yeah, I will eat black pudding. There are good and bad black puddings. I don't cook it at home. I don't buy it at home. But when I'm on holiday or in a hotel somewhere, for whatever reason I might be in a hotel, I like to have a full English breakfast in the morning. I don't do that at home. But when I'm away, I like to do that, kind of a treat. And if they've got black pudding as part of that full English breakfast, yeah, I will have the black pudding. I like the ones with more of the, is it oats they have in it? I mean, it's, for anyone who's not English, or is it a Scottish thing? Whatever. It's pig's blood with oats and stuff. Imagine infusing porridge with pig's blood. And then, is it fried? It looks like a sausage. When you buy it, it's like a big black sausage, and you have it in slices. If it's done right, it's gorgeous. If it's got too much blood, it'll give me indigestion. It tastes quite rich, but yeah, nice. Mark the Morose. Hi Steve. Hi Mark. I just learned today that Ralph Baer died on the 6th of December. Just wondered if you'd care to say a few words on the Q&A about him, as he is about as pivotal a figure in the world of home video gaming as you can get. Also, are there any unsung heroes in the gaming world that you'd like to be more widely known? Ralph Baer. I had to think about this, because yes, he is pivotal. He designed, and it wasn't called Pong, but he designed that tennis game, the first tennis game, not Tennis for Two, that ran on one of those, was it PDP or whatever, old computer system, which was a different thing. But the thing that we recognise as Pong, he created, and then Atari saw it and commercialised it for the arcades and added scoring and stuff. And the way theirs worked was different from the way his worked, because his was kind of more electronically engineered rather than being like, I don't know the mechanics of how those early things work, but his was kind of different. Had he not created his game, which later became the Magnavox Odyssey and is licensed and in every home Pong system you care to mention, had he not done that, Atari would not have created Pong. And then, I mean, what were Atari doing before Pong? Did they exist? I don't know. Then there would not have been Atari cornering the whole market and basically inventing the video game explosion and whatever, and we wouldn't be where we're at now. Would video games have been invented? Probably, yes. But it would have been very, very different. I don't think, without Ralph Baer, I don't think Atari would have been the success that they were, and without them, the video games industry that we're familiar with would not have developed in the way that it has done. What it would be like, I can't tell you. And technology in general, computer technology, would not be as it is now, because I mean the power of computers, home computers, military computers, largely is pushed forward by gaming. Graphics power, CPU power is there for gaming. You don't need that for doing anything, or the military would want it for their simulators and stuff like that. And I mean NASA and meteorology organisations and whatnot would want it for their weather prediction and stuff, but you wouldn't have the funky 3D graphics that we have, because that's all coming from gaming, and that's all thanks to Ralph Baer. I don't know how things would have developed without him, but yeah, they really would be different, and our computers would be different, and what we do with them potentially different, and very likely not as good. So he's massively important. There will be those who will say, oh, you know, yeah, he didn't actually do that much. He did the tennis game, and his most successful thing actually isn't even a computer game. Simon, you know the game that plays the tune and lights up the lights and you got to push the same coloured lights? He did that. I didn't know that until I sort of did a little bit of research before doing this. That was his. So many people's childhoods would be much poorer were it not for Ralph Baer. And our present now would be poorer. Our computers would not be as good. Our gaming would not be as good if it existed at all. It would certainly be different. Yeah, definitely pivotal. Anthony Rice. Question 1. What's your opinion on the failed Sega Saturn? I'm personally a big fan of it. I reckon it has the best non-analog game controller ever made. Do you know, I don't actually consider it failed. To me, a failed system would be the Atari Jaguar or the Sega Mega CD or 32X. The Saturn was not as successful as it should have been. It was a bodge. It probably shouldn't have existed in that form at all. Failed? you can find them, you can buy them, and you don't have to pay crazy money for them, which means that they sold quite a lot. To me, it's not failed, it's just... Anyway, to answer the question, I like them. I like Japanese sprite scaler type games that you can get. I mean, you have to import them and you need the action replay cartridge to play them. But I like those kind of things. Gale Racer and... God, I've done various videos of them. Galaxy Force 2, Outrun, Afterburner, all those things. I love those. To my mind, the best games on it are the Japanese imports, the ones that weren't trying to do 3D. As a 3D gaming console that was competing with the PS1, the games that were on it to compete with PS1 games, I don't like them, I think they're weak. As a European or UK console, the games that were imported, or the games that were released in the UK for it, I think are weak. But for playing Japanese imports, it's fantastic and I love it. Yeah. Question 2. Do you have a preference for mechanical keyboards when using computers? If so, what switches have you tried? Cherry, Topra, IBM buckling spring, etc. Which do you prefer? I don't care. I wouldn't even know what any of those things are. A keyboard is a keyboard to me. It either works or it doesn't. And I just don't care about things like that. I'll tell you, sometimes I will use a keyboard and I'll think, this is a nice keyboard. It feels nice. But that's as far as my thinking goes. It will be a passing thought. It's like, I like the Acorn Electron keyboard. That, I think, of all of the computers I've got here in terms of feel, I like that one the best. I don't know what technology they use. I consider myself a geek. But not that much. Record then return. What's your favourite piece of cover art or packaging out of all the games in your collection? Off of the top of my head, that's not an easy one to answer because I have got so many. But the most memorable one, the one I kind of took a quick glance around the room, which didn't help because all of them are sideways on and all you can see is the spine. But the one that comes to mind is that. It's iconic. Is it the best art? I don't know and I don't care. That is iconic and I like it a lot. Phone. Excuse me please. Don't you just hate it when that happens? You race to the phone. By the time you get there, they've hung up. It was a local number as well, so I wonder who that was. Oh well. Yeah, anyway, Elite, that's my favourite cover art, I guess. I don't know if there are better ones, I can't remember. But that's the one that it comes to mind. I know I can look at that and think that's cool, because it's just iconic. The Retrospective 81. Are you a fan of Christmas? Do you still think it's as good as when you were younger, or is it now an overly commercialised piece of crap? Favourite Christmas song? Alright, Christmas to me is not as good as when I was a kid. When I was a kid it was magical and I believed in Father Christmas, and it all got a little bit less magical when I discovered to my horror that Father Christmas didn't exist. What a damned shame. But I still like it. It takes on a certain atmosphere. And I think it's the Christmas lights and the Christmas trees and stuff like that. The decorations, the sparkliness. I like all of that. I like being in good company and a little bit drunk with new toys and lots of food. I like that. I don't like the commercialisation of it, but I can ignore that. I can ignore that quite easily. I don't like the pressure. The got to get presents for all of these people, money is tight and I don't know what to get them and time is running out and I get a little bit panicky. It's not as bad now in that I do a lot of shopping online. Rushing around a really busy shopping centre when you've got, like, it's Christmas Eve afternoon or evening and the shops are going to be shutting in half an hour and you haven't got everything. I hate that. I don't like the pressure. I don't like it when I'm the one having to do the cooking and I'm cooking for multiple people. Hate that. But if it's relaxed and in good company, I love it. Yeah, I really do. Favourite Christmas song? David Bowie, Bing Crosby, Little Drummer Boy, Peace on Earth. Brilliant. Courtney Friel, did you like the Blade Runner 1985 video game for the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum and Amstrad CPC, or the Blade Runner 1997 video game, point-and-click adventure game developed by Westwood Studios? I've never played any of them. Back in the day I didn't have a Commodore 64, Spectrum or Amstrad, and I don't like point-and-click adventures at all. I'm just not good at them. I've tried. It'll horrify people. Monkey Island, I can't get on with it. So when I found that I really wasn't good at that, I've never tried any others. They just don't do it for me at all. And I tend not to go for games that are movie tie-ins. They're invariably bad. So there is no like or not like. I've never played any of them. Guitar Hero 1885. What are your top 5 British comedies? Favourite songs, top 10 PS1 and PS2 games. You see, I needed to take an hour or 3 before doing this and write down lists, and I haven't done that because I just haven't had time. So this is completely off the top of my head. British comedies. Well, number 1 is absolutely Monty Python. It will always be Monty Python. I love Monty Python. Other British comedies that I like. God, 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. I liked that up until What's-His-Face died. I can't even remember the names of the characters. Yeah, I liked that. I used to watch that a bit. And then it ended, but then they brought it back, but with only half the people there. And oh, Red Dwarf, absolutely Red Dwarf. Love Red Dwarf. Not Going Out. I kind of like that. Yeah. It's not fantastic, but I do find myself watching it. Trying to think of a 5th one. Nothing actually comes to mind. There will be stuff, but I can't think of anything. So I'm going to leave it there because I would just be forcing it and it would be like, favourite songs. Okay. Ashes to Ashes, David Bowie. Heroes, David Bowie. Cloud Busting, Kate Bush. This Corrosion, Sisters of Mercy. Bela Lugosi's Dead, Bauhaus. Top 10 PS1 and PS2 games. I can't give you a top 10, but I can name some favourites. PS2, Gran Turismo's 3 and 4. Black, Shadow of the Colossus. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Tourist Trophy. I'm looking. I'm going to ignore all of the retro game compilations because they kind of go without saying. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Those are like top PS2 games. PS1, Gran Turismo's 1 and 2. Oh, also on a PS2, Spyro the Dragon, Enter the Dragonfly. Yeah, that one. PS1, Gran Turismo's 1 and 2. Ridge Racer, Jumping Flash, Doom. Was it Final Doom or Ultimate Doom? I can't remember. Yeah, Doom and Doom 2 and something else. Actua Soccer. I'm looking at them. They're down there. Formula 1. Yeah. I'm going to leave that I'm going to leave it at that with those. Those are standout games. There will be others. There are others, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. And I'm going to get a stiff neck if I keep sitting there like that. Now I've got to edit because I know I've got another question somewhere. Someone left a question on not the last Friday Talkie video, and I've now got to go and find it. This is why I encourage people, if you're going to ask questions, leave them on the for Friday video comments, because I struggle to find them otherwise. Okay, found it. Lego races. A few questions for you. 1. F1 is becoming more like endurance racing, but then shorter. What do you think about endurance racing? Do you watch the 24 hours of Le Mans, for example? No, I don't watch it. I generally don't know when it's on, and I think part of the appeal of Formula One is I know who all the drivers are, or most of them. I'm familiar with their personalities. Kind of like wrestling. It's like wrestling in many ways. It's that sports entertainment thing. You follow the stories, you follow the characters. And with things like Le Mans, I don't know who half of them are. If they're not an ex-Formula One driver, I don't know them. I don't know the story. And the fact that it's a one-off, once-a-year thing, there is no story, there's no backstory, there's no progression. It's just, here's this big race. If it's on and I'm in the room, I will watch it for a bit, but mostly I just can't bring myself to care. 2. Have you ever seen a Grand Prix in real life? If yes, did you like it? If no, would you like to go to an F1 race? I've never seen one in real life. I don't know if I would like it or not. The thing I like about watching it on TV is you get to see everything. Where if you were at a real Grand Prix, unless you're standing near one of those big screens where you can basically stand outside in a very noisy environment and watch telly surrounded by other people, all you would get to see otherwise is car, wow, wow, and you know, not necessarily know what's going on anywhere else. You wouldn't see what's going on. You would miss a good deal of the excitement, I think. You know, if someone does a really good overtaking manoeuvre on the other side of the track, if you're not standing by one of those great big tellies, you'll miss it. And if you're watching the whole race on one of those great big tellies, well, why not sit at home and watch it in the comfort of your own living room? No, it doesn't appeal to me. Having said that, my sister and her husband, he works for the company that build the Mercedes engines, so they get to go to Grand Prix a bit. She's been, and she loves it. She thought it was fantastic, and liked the noise, where I don't think I would like the noise. And this was pre-turbo days, back when they were still noisy. And don't they just sound wrong now? Yeah, to me, it doesn't appeal. If I was there, I might think otherwise. So, you know. 3. If you had the power, what would you do to make Formula One better, in your mind? I would give them big, fat, slick tyres so that they weren't relying on aerodynamics, so that they could slipstream, like they used to, so you wouldn't need all that DRS nonsense. Yeah, they struggle for grip and all of that now. It's like that, to try and make things safer, they tried to slow things down. And one of the ways they tried to slow things down was by reducing grip. So to try and get them round corners faster, all the teams, they're like, aerodynamics, get downforce so we can get round the corners quicker. Which was great, except when you get behind another car, your airflow over your car is broken and you lose grip, and you couldn't overtake. You can't follow another car in the corners because you got no tyre grip and you got no aerodynamic downforce to give you. And stupid. Take away the reliance on downforce. Give them big fat tyres so they can keep up with the car in front of them, even in the corners. It used to be like that. You used to see close racing where they weren't relying on pushing a button to reduce the wing angle and blah blah. Oh, all of that pisses me off. Fat sticky tyres. That's what I would do. There it is. Those are all of the questions. It's been a long rambling waffle and stuff, but do please check out the TeamVVV website, where you will find me. there are a lot of if you I have got so much in my back catalogue. I've started putting up links on Twitter and on Facebook to, like, on my channel 5 years ago, and here's the video I put up more or less 5 years ago, because it's not exact. So if you follow me on Fitter and Twacebook, if you follow me on Fitter and Twacebook, you may notice me doing that. But you will find racing, motor racing, sport, motorsport video. Bloody hell. You will find motorsport related videos like racing games of mine from my back catalogue, from not the very oldest, because the quality just isn't good enough. I would be embarrassed to put them on there because they're low resolution, poor everything. But yeah, you will find those there on the TeamVV website by me, along with all that other great content, and it is high quality. So if you're into your motorsport and racing games, do go check it out, and also check out Alan's YouTube channel, because he's good, he knows his stuff, he's a really cool guy. And I must thank Alan for inviting me to join the team and be involved, because it is it's great. And I really appreciate it. There, now, coming up is Christmas, innit? Which reminds me as well, what does it remind me of? I can't remember. There are other good things coming up. Actually, I know of a thing, there are things coming up that I know are good, that are sort of Christmas related, that it's not my place to tell you about yet. Some is Christmas related and some isn't. Do watch Samurai Rabbit's channel tomorrow, I think. If you're not subscribed to him already, do watch. Go to his channel Saturday. Good things. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, and there's going to be something good coming up on. Yeah, there's going to be good things coming up on Arcade USA. SVT 512. William. ColecoVision's podcast. Can't tell you anymore. Good stuff. That. So what's coming up here? Here I'm telling you what other people are doing. What am I going to be doing? I have a Christmas video lined up. I haven't recorded it yet, but I know what I will be doing for that. When am I going to release that? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I'm not sure yet. Depends if I can have it all ready and whatnot, so I can have it automated release thingy something. I know they do the scheduled release, I've just never bothered with it. Perhaps I'll do that and it'll be up on Christmas Day, but I might have it Christmas Eve. Other than that, business as usual. Yeah. I tend not to put anything up at the weekend, and then there'll be Mega Drive games and stuff. Probably, unless I do something else, which, you know, I sometimes do. Yeah, anyway, if I don't see you, speak to you, hear from you, whatever, before Christmas, have a very happy Christmas. Don't get too drunk, though a little bit is no bad thing. All in moderation, don't eat too much, but enjoy what you eat and stuff. Have a great Christmas. That's what I'm trying to say, and failing dismally. Okay, thank you for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up button. I upload videos daily, so go ahead and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. To all those who've already subscribed, I'd just like to say a great big thank you.